the amount of work, it's the joy of your work that you've created.
That's Martin Scorsese with a surprise video message for Jodie Foster, who's getting honored with a tribute award at the Marrakech Film Festival on Saturday.
Nothing will ever take away the memory of you walking into my office, like 8 or 9 years old, having more on the ball than anybody else in the studio at the time. That we did Alice in the Very Taxi.
Yeah, well, most people just think of Taxi Driver when you think of a collaboration between Jodie and Scorsese. That actually wasn't their first. Yeah, before Taxi Driver, Jodie appeared in Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore at the age of 10 or 11.
And over the years, you've created a body of work on all levels that is unequaled, and to Oscars, which is wonderful.
Taxi Driver was Jodie's first Oscar nomination at the age of 14, and then she won her next 2 nominations 12 and 15 years later, and then she's racked up 2 more nominations over her career.
Wish you the best in person when I see you again, and thanks for being in the documentary.
I had to listen to that several times to try to figure out what Martin said. Not his fault. It's just that, the sound picked up on the phone in that big auditorium isn't great.
Thanks for being in the documentary.
He says right at the end, thanks for being in the documentary, blah, blah, blah. And I looked up the documentaries that Scorsese's done, and I couldn't, looking at the titles, I couldn't match that to blah, blah, blah in any kind of way. But if you know, let me know.
If you think about Scorsese's movie with Lily Gladstone, which one? Yes, Killer's Flower Moon. Okay.
Yeah, so the next day at the festival, Jodie did like a interview, in front of an audience, conversation kind of thing, Q&A kind of thing a little bit. And the topic turned to what Jodie sees as the creative opportunity for streaming and the ability to really explore every nook and cranny of a narrative, which she just did for the first time with a season of True Detective versus a feature film.
Scorsese made a 45-minute, almost 4-hour movie, Killers of the Flower Moon. Taken from a book and all that.
Yeah, and Jodie brought up Martin's last movie,
where he wanted to explore the experience of Native America at that time. And what we had was a very interesting movie about 2 guys who go back and forth and they talk to each other. It's kind of like those mafia movies.
You can hear some snickering in the audience. But the 2 guys that she's talking about are the characters played by Leonardo DiCaprio and her Taxi Driver co-star Robert De Niro.
I think everybody was sort of, excited that there was that the native story was going to be told, and what they found was wow, all the native women are dead. And what they said was well, it's a feature, we didn't have time. But there was time. There was an 8-hour limited series that was not made, that could have been made, where if you really needed to explore all of that male toxic masculinity, you could have done that, but you could have had episode 2 actually centered the native story. And with that, I think with True Detective, I feel very proud that my character and other characters were able to support a native story where those ideas, those voices that we barely heard were centered.
Yeah, this is very surprising. I first read what Jodie said in print form in an article, and I assumed, because it's usually the case, that seeing someone say it, it doesn't come off as harsh as it does on print. But no, in this case, it comes off much more cutting when you watch Jodie say it. Wow! It blows my mind that Deadline added the editorial in their article. However, the comments were not said in a negative manner. That wasn't a negative manner? Okay. It really seemed like she had an axe to grind against this movie. No one brought it up. She was the one that brought it up. And she kind of shoehorned it into the conversation too. It wasn't really totally applicable in the conversation about streaming. I haven't seen Killers of a Flower Moon, so I can't weigh in on Jodie's assessment of it. But she's basically saying, you said you're going to make a Native American story, and ended up you made a movie about 2 white guys.
I kind of like those mafia movies.
Jodie's certainly entitled to her opinion. She's very much a straight shooter. I'm just surprised she would do it on the day after that Martin did that video message. Not that it took a lot of effort for him, he was literally sitting on his couch at home.
Again, I wish I could be there. Actually do wish I could be there tonight. I can't, I'm busy here.
But he didn't have to do that message. I'm not saying that she shouldn't have said anything the next day. No, I'm just surprised that it wouldn't deter Jodie from being so blunt in her criticism of Scorsese's latest in such a public forum. Yeah, what are your thoughts?